So Dan Silo, a sports broadcaster, is saying the Buccaneers DBs are saying our Miami Dolphin wide receivers are the best in the NFL. Fin fans up north, Fin fans in the south, to the east, and to the west. What's better than this? More of this. Let's talk about it. So before we slide into the final joint practice of the week here, just want to ask if you guys can like, subscribe, and hit the bell to help us reach our milestone so we can get a merch shelf in our description box there, and also a polling function that we'll be able to utilize before the start of the season with Game 1. And two, if you look at the channel banner in the top bottom right hand corner, you'll see a Shop Now button. If you click that button, it'll take you to our merch store, and in that merch store you'll see some cool new t-shirts that we have designed for you guys, so you guys can look fresh at the games and know that every Thursday, like today, this Thursday, we dropped out new designs. We're going to be putting out new designs to keep you guys looking fresh the entire season, and you get free shipping with that. And with all this, I'd just like to say thank you, and now let's jump into it. You know, today was a gloomy day out there on the last day of the joint practice, and I have to tell you that it was surprising in a sense to you see some people rising and you see some other people still continuing to fall. I was kind of watching from TD's his little live stream that he had and everything, and I hope you guys got a chance to check that out too, because he does that, you know, from the goodness of his heart, and also too because he's a big Miami Dolphins fan, and he has a good show going on. But yeah, I watched a little bit from what he was streaming, and also I've been just kind of keeping up with everything with the notes, and it just seems like starting out like with Tua, it's like he's throwing more and more to more spots with anticipation, and he's actually hitting wide receivers on the run in tight windows. Like there is a play where a Bucs defender, looking at this Bucs defender thought that he was going to get this interception. Then right up until the last minute, Cedric Wilson just appeared right there and just ran right up in front of him and snatched it, and he took it and made some good plays. Then there was a play where Tua, he found Waddle, and Waddle he pulled it down in some traffic. He had to catch it twice, but he still showed some concentration to secure it for what would have been a touchdown. And I think Tua, all in all, probably had I think he had 5-6 touchdowns today. Tua did really good, and there were a couple plays in there where the ball was overthrown, but it wasn't very many. For the most part, a lot of it was accurate. Tua definitely, he showed up for this last day of practice there, and this last day of joint practice. Then there was a Skylar Thompson. He came in. Actually, he wasn't getting a lot of rest, and Teddy Bridgewater did pretty bad. He wound up getting himself taken out of the lineup, and Skylar got most of the backup duty. And it was like once Teddy was out, things picked back up with that same high energy tempo and rhythm that Tua was running off of. And while Teddy was taking that back seat and Tyler was in there and Skylar was in there cooking, he let that unit, during the team drills, he made a number of big plays. He hit tight end Tanner Connor for a 40-yard TD, and then another TD he had for about 10 yards to Trent Sherfield. Now, Tanner Connor, again, is an interesting story because he was at Idaho State, and he's undrafted, and he played wide receiver, and he was a star at Idaho State as a wide receiver. They converted him over to tight end, and he is excelling well. So in my mind, I don't know what's going to happen with Gesicki, but I'm just thinking that if something should happen where, I don't know, maybe a trade is sent with Gesicki to Chicago, maybe, for Roquan Smith. Who knows? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I think Tanner Conner is filling in the role really nicely. And also, Tanner Conner is a good blocker, I'm hearing. A very good blocker. So it's going to be interesting to see how that's all going to play out. The offensive line, is still a work in progress. I call it a whip. And you have Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson is definitely refining his technique, okay? And he's blocking some good rushers. So this isn't like, he's going up against some scrubs on their squad and everything. He's actually blocking some really good rushers. And his technique has definitely improved. He's showing a huge leap from his rookie year to like the second year when he like just floundered, and now it's like he picked it back up from like his rookie year, it seems like, and he's definitely taken in the coaching and he's using it to his best advantages. So it's good to hear. And Kinley struggled today. Same with Connor. Connor had like a lot of high snaps. Kinley was everywhere struggling, and it was quite evident he was getting beat up on pretty bad out there in the trenches. Connor Williams, there's still this high ball problem. Connor Williams is a guard. They converted him over to center. I don't see how it's going to work. We just need to go ahead and get us a center in there. Some people are, trainable like that, and are able to adjust like that. Then there's some people who just aren't, and maybe Connor's not. I don't know. We'll find out. The receivers, Tyreek Hill. Enough said, right? Tyreek, delivered a dime. Look. Tua delivered a dime to Tyreek Hill. It was 30 yards over the middle, in between two bucks. The first team defenders too, and it was like literally like just. It was like on a string, and Hill caught it, at one-handed, and it just turned out to be like one of the best plays, from the offense for that day in camp. And a few plays later, Tua connected with Hill again for another TD. Cedric Wilson had a nice one-handed snag, which was really, really good. It was a nice little short pass. However, it looked like it could have been blocked, and Cedric reached up and he winged that baby in like, come here, come to daddy, and he caught it with that one hand, and it just looked good. Waddle killed it, on the 1-on-1 drills. It was like everything that was thrown to Waddle, he come down with it, except that there was like maybe one or two plays that was overthrown, but like anything going in his range, Waddle came down with it, and it's just showing that why he's able to break that rookie reception record last season. And it's like his footwork and his release, and it allowed him just to dominate any one-on-one drills, creating separation at ease whenever he wanted to. And that was really good to see. As Nkrumah, again, he showed why he was drafted, and he's looking more and more and more like he will challenge Cedric Wilson for the third spot as a wide receiver. However, though, look, Cedric Wilson, in my book, I think he's solidified as that, but as Nkrumah is going to be getting some playing time, as Nkrumah is our mini version of Debo, and as Nkrumah is showing every reason why. There was a 2-minute drill that we were doing, and it ended pretty poorly. We did a 2-minute drill and ended pretty poorly, and it was like there were a bunch of like false starts. One by Waddle, and there's a few by the linemen. The 2-minute offense kind of went like this. It was like 2 of the Waddle for 12, then 2 of the Craycraft for like 5. Then there's a timeout, a false start, and it was like a strike to Cedric Wilson for like 20 and a 1st and goal coming. And yeah, it didn't really go too well, and there was nothing taken out of that. All in all, I would say that with the offense, it was great. With the defense, there was like some fights broken out there. They was getting into each other. I guess the Tampa Bay offense and Tampa Bay first offense and Miami first defense, was getting a little handsy out there. There's some words said, and there was some true emotions really, really showing out there. These boys is ready to get at it, and Tampa Bay's first offense ate up Noah again, and I feel bad for Noah. He's just trying to get his start and get his little light on and stuff, and it's like he's just getting tore up. And this was Trask, because Tom Brady wasn't even playing, so this was Trask, and the other quarter, whoever they got after Trask, tearing Noah up. And it was like, X had a couple deflections. He was there. Trill Williams had him a good interception. That was a really nice interception. The defensive line and the linebackers both were stout. I mean, the runs was getting shut down. Jalen Phillips got in the backfield multiple times for what would have been sacks or losses, yards. I mean, and Sealer was still wrecking havoc. Agba. I mean, it was like Swiss cheese out there on Tampa Bay's offense with Miami's defense, just running through them at will and just doing their thing. A lot of it was coming from like the receivers, arguing with the linebackers and the DBs, and then too, there was a few scrimmages with the with the offensive, with the Tampa Bay offensive line. I mean, just their frustration just continued, and so with all this, I would say it was a good production today. And it's a good step towards what's going to be happening on Saturday, when we're going to be seeing the real deal go down, even in this preseason game. Me personally, I think the preseason games are something that should be taken serious, because people's jobs and sometimes their livelihoods even depend on these preseason games. So, I don't care what nobody says, nobody thinks. It's just my personal opinion. I think the moment you step on that field in OTAs to the end of the season, it's every time you hit that field, practice or game, it's all important. So that's my thoughts on it. If you guys have any questions, suggestions, please drop them in the description, in the comment box down there below. Again, if you will, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. It'll help us reach our milestones so that we can have a merch shelf in our description there. And two, it will allow us to have a polling option we can use to start running some polls here before the first game of the season. And also, if you look in our channel banner, in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see a Shop Now button. If you hit that Shop Now button, it'll take you to our merch store, and you can see some cool new t-shirts that we have for you guys. And we'll be rocking t-shirts every Thursday for you guys for the rest of the season, so you guys can stay looking fresh at the games. And you get free shipping with that. So with all that, I just want to say thank you guys. Love y'all. Deuces. Fin fans up north, Fin fans in the south, to the east, and to the west. What's better than this? More of this. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to take a look at our gear. Clicking with the FinFan. You can check out the links below. And also know that your support with this helps our artists, and it also helps what we're doing here with Clicking with the FinFan. And a good thing about it all is you also get free shipping with that. So just take a look at the gear that we got. Grab something for you, your boo, significant other, your kids.